Hello friends, Jenkins Dota here, bringing you another Dota 2 video on behalf of DotaAlchemy.com, and this is going to be a video in which I'm going to show you how I think you should play Pudge in the current patch. So, historically, Pudge has been a hero who has been played as kind of a map presence, roaming hero. You want to have the most effect on the most lanes possible. You just run out all the lanes with boots and rot, and you try to kill as many people as possible and stop them from farming. That is not a good playstyle right now in general, because the off lane is always ran as a dual off lane. Securing that lane is really effective. There's all of these snowballing carries that you want to stop, gyros, lunas, things like that. And then the off lane is really hard if you don't dual off lane. But how do people dual off lane right now? Do they run around and try to get kills? Do they try to roam mid? Do they try to kill that off lane? I'm going to go ahead and pause here because you're going to see exactly why I think Pudge is an amazing dual off laner. And there's a reason that I have Hook leveled up and not Rot. Historically, Rot has been what you leveled at level 1. But this ability is trash at level 1. It still scales so that it's really good, and clearly Ice Frog realized that this ability, once you have it maxed out, 120 damage, plus this talent, 35 rot damage, it's a pretty serious ability, but it scales. It's not good at level 1 anymore. It's really bad. You can basically use it on somebody, right-click them once, and they're going to be out of your rot, and they're going to escape. So it does almost nothing. Whereas this Hook has been buffed. It does 150 pure damage at level 1, so if they have 20 billion armor, if they have 20 billion magic resist, it doesn't matter. You're still going to do that damage through whatever defenses they have, and it's just the most efficient harass in all of Dota right now, in my opinion. I think that Pudge is actually viable right now. He's not the best thing in the meta, but Pudge, for once, in the past couple of years, is actually really good at doing what the current 4-rolls want to do, which is sitting in that off lane and harassing with this Hook. So instead of playing Pudge as this hero that's going to roam between the lanes, your goal is literally just to hook as many people as possible in this dual offlane scenario. And I have a Pangolier with me. Pangolier is not even good in a dual lane scenario, but it doesn't matter because Pudge is so good if you play this sort of build. So you can see I hook him there, and there wasn't any intent of, I'm going to kill this guy, although these guys actually, they trade with us a lot and they do end up dying. But arguably, it's even better to just run into the dual offlane and let them not farm, because the gold has been changed and so is the respawn time. The respawn time has been reduced. The gold you get for killing people has been reduced significantly. So really killing people over and over again, I mean, it's definitely good because it gives you that gold boost. I'm not saying it's not good, but arguably it might be even better and preferred if you can just zone them out so they get nothing by being like, okay, you want to walk into this lane? You're going to be trading with a guy who's doing 150 pure damage with the Hook. So you can see that I have a stout shield, and that they're going on me here, and I'm okay with it. And as I'm kind of running away, I'm also trading with the Luna in terms of I'm using the Hook, and I'm using my right clicks, because Pudge was buffed so his base damage is even higher. And while he doesn't have the greatest armor, if you're applying that Hook damage, people aren't going to want to hit you. They're going to run away from you. So you can get a couple right clicks on them. And I really think that's the perfect way to play this here, where you're not necessarily going for those kills, but you can see that since Skywrath is low because I hooked him before, he's dead now. So eventually you kill them even with just the Hook. It's kind of a crazy thing where it's like, okay, you would think, oh, you hook them, you don't kill them right then, you know, they're not going to die to you, right? But this does so much damage they can't heal up in time, and eventually you do end up killing them even though you don't have the rot to slow them down afterwards. So you can see here, I'm just applying that kind of base amount of damage, trying to use as much of my mana, as much as my HP as possible, because that's exactly how you want to play when you're playing this kind of sustain-based, we're going to do more damage than you do, dual lane. You can see the Luna here takes a bunch of damage from obviously the initial kind of hooking, and then Pangolier does a lot of damage. He's so scared of the Hook doing so much damage, he eventually just dies to us. So that gives us so much more space to do that pull, to last hit, to deny them, and obviously denies give 25% now, so it's arguably even worse for them to just sit there and get nothing. Dying is actually netting them a decent amount of gold. It's only a 1k gold lead, which is good, and getting those kills is obviously great for Pudge because of the flesh heap. All I'm saying is that there's an argument. There's an argument for just leaving them at a certain level of, you know, HP and mana, and just like, okay, they don't want to fight because they can't with this certain HP and mana, and we just be okay that we can just deny everything on them. So basically the way that you want to play this, in my opinion, is that you run Pudge at the offlane, literally try to hook, not even to pull them out of position into somewhere where you can kill them. Don't even care about killing or hitting those sick hooks. Point blank hook people if you have to. Just walk up and use the damn ability. It does so much damage. And the thing is, Pudge is an amazing hero in the late game. He always has been an amazing hero in the late game, if you're good with him. The issue with Pudge has been, for the past few patches, he's been terrible in the first couple of minutes. Now that's not actually the case, and Pudge is great at doing this kind of dual harassing thing, and that's exactly what people want to do in this current patch. Skywrath is one of the best dual offlaners. Wisp plays that kind of sustain game. You can see that we're dealing with a beast Wisp lane top. These are the dual lanes, and Pudge is absolutely perfect for them. But with that being said, there's also a point, a tipping point where actually in this game I think that I roamed away a little too late. I think I could have roamed away a little earlier. Basically, when you're level 3, your Rot is actually capable of killing another lane, especially if you have some sort of other disable. Ran to the middle lane. I told Kunkka to use his X because Tinker is playing super aggressively, because when Pudge is dual offlaning, you're not going to expect him to come mid because they saw that I was playing that kind of dual offlane Pudge. But the thing is, once you get level 3, you actually have that potential of being really strong as a roamer. But the thing is, to get to that point can be difficult if you're trying to roam, but if you're not roaming, if you're just sitting in that dual offlane, then it's really easy to get to level 3. And that's kind of the whole point here, is that a lot of the time you just wanted to sit in the safe lane and get experience, and if you're a good Pudge, you'll eventually come back and take advantage of the fact that you're really good at hitting hooks and playing the hero, and it's like, you know what, this hero sucks in the laning phase, we'll take the loss so that way we can have the good Pudge play going into that late game. But the thing is, Pudge is actually really good in the early game now if you do play him in this dual offlane kind of scenario. At this point, I'm just roaming on Pudge, but the thing is, I have enough items. I have boots, I have Tranquil boots, I have 8 flesh heap stacks, which I actually leveled up, by the way. I think this is really good. I think you should level up the flesh heap instead of going for all of the pointed meat hook. I would basically say what you want to do now is just max the Rot. It's a really good ability. It does a ton of damage. If you have the Tranquil boots, you can heal through it. Flesh Heap is actually really good to level up early, because you can see that 1 strength is a lot different from 1.5. It's scaling up by 1 for that first level, so it's really effective. And then also, with this kind of dual offlane thing, you're going to get a lot of kills. And also, strength is a lot better now than it used to be on strength heroes. Pudge gets so much HP, so much HP regen, so much magic resistance that he didn't get before. So strength is a lot better, and with these hook buffs, you can actually be a lot tankier. And as you can see here, it feels like I'm so tanky because I have an additional 8 strength from that flesh heap that I otherwise wouldn't have, and I have level 3 in Rot. So you can see that I'm completely ignoring hook, and the thing is, it just doesn't scale as well as it used to. It's so good at level 1 now that you don't need to level it up. Believe me, us Pudge players, we've been playing with crappy early game for like 10 patches now. Like, Pudge has been terrible in the early game for just so long that it feels like finally this hero is actually back in the meta, just because his early game is so strong and he perfectly fits in the style of how people want to play in the current patch. And I'll show you the ending here, just because, you know, you may as well, for closure. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.